The Super Mario Brothers movie was released this weekend and I got a chance to check it out. I'm not the biggest Mario person. I played a couple of the games. I am a huge fan of Mario Kart and I played that game quite a bit when I was younger. That's the biggest attachment I have to Mario. Of course, I do think I played like a game or two of his, but besides that, I'm not like the biggest like video game person. This is a mega box office smash hit so far. It could possibly be the highest grossing movie of 2023, and I'm not exaggerating. It's already looking like it's going to outgross Frozen 2, which made over $1 billion. So this movie is going to do some numbers. Frozen 2, that being a mega, $1 billion hit makes sense because of how beloved the first Frozen was. So this movie, you have a lot of skeptical people going into this movie, like how the voice cast going to be, When you go into a video game movie, I feel like there's a lot of skepticism. And me still seeing the movie, I'm still a tad confused why it's doing this good, because I thought the movie was fine. I didn't hate the movie. I didn't love the movie. I thought it was fine. I don't think it was bad. I do think there was actually a lot to enjoy in this movie. By the time I saw this movie, I already knew this movie was doing excellent at the box office. But if I saw this movie before it was doing this good, I would think it would do good, not great at the box office. But it's doing excellent because this doesn't feel like a smash hit movie to me. I feel like almost like how I felt about Sonic to compare to kids movies. Like they got a lot right, just need to fix some things to make it like really excellent. Because this movie, of course, everyone's complaining about. A lot of people are saying that the movie not being amazing is due to the story. Well, I don't think that's the issue with this movie. Like I said, I don't watch reviews like I used to. I think the consensus is about the story, but I don't know if I just misread it. I think the problem of this movie all revolves around Mario himself. The movie opens and him and Luigi, they're plumbers in Brooklyn, and they're just not doing the best. And then they're sucked into the situation, quite literally. His motivation's lacking, both of them. They're like, oh, Mario, you need to help us, and they want to help. It just feels kind of thin. Yes, it sounds like I'm being very nitpicky. My point is that I don't feel the motivation of Mario of like, okay, let's help out. It just feels like he's rushed into this situation and then breezed from plot point to plot point to plot point to plot point. And I do think this movie could have been longer, and I would have liked it more. And it's surprising that I'm saying that about an Illumination film. But I do think this movie needed more time, because as soon as Mario is sucked into the plot, the movie just gets going. It just kind of feels like it's going from gag to gag, scene to scene, world building to world building. And I'm just like, okay, why do we care? When you care about what we're fighting for, is like a good example I can think of at the top of my head is, in Wakanda Forever, is when she goes down with Namor and explores her land, she connects with the people, and then we kind of get a little bit more of a reason of why she makes decisions that she does. We don't get a single ounce of that for any of the characters in this movie, except for Jack Black's Bowser, which is a shining light in this film. It honestly makes it enjoyable. Well, it is an enjoyable movie, I'll give it that. It just is on the verge of greatness because there are action sequences. The Mario Kart sequence was awesome because that's a game I play. That's what I'm looking forward to. And it hit all those beats really well with like the oh crap moment when that blue shell thing gets let loose. And, it really there's moments where I was like, okay, you get the feeling of how this feels like when you're playing the game. I appreciated every ounce of that. The animation, beautiful. Looks really, really good. And particularly the Mario Kart sequence, they do a lot of cool stuff with lights, and that's a lot of fun. The voice cast, really good. I don't think I have a single complaint about the voice cast. I don't think anyone did a bad job. Chris Pratt blew my mind because I just saw that teaser trailer and I was like, this is gonna suck. And then I saw this movie and I was like, this was actually a great choice to have Chris Pratt because, my issue with the trailer is like, it felt like Chris Pratt doing a Mario impression, but that line's not even in the movie. Everyone else was doing like, Jack Black is Bowser. You can tell it's Jack Black, but you can tell it's Bowser at the same time. And that's what makes his voice performance so great. Chris Pratt did the same thing where I can like, that's Mario, but I can tell it's voiced by Chris Pratt. It's the perfect balance. I think the whole entire voice cast did a pretty good job at that. I know everyone's complaining about, I believe his name is Charlie Day as Luigi. I'm not the biggest Luigi guy, so I'm not going to complain. I thought Anya Taylor-Joy was great as Princess Peach because I don't really remember what her voice sounds like. The most iconic one is Mario. So that's obviously the big concern with this movie. And I think Chris Pratt did a very serviceable job as the character. The movie moves by fast. It's always entertaining, throwing colors at your face like an Illumination film does. It kind of has some humor that didn't always click with me, and there is some dark humor, particularly like with this blue star that's held hostage, that I thought was hysterical, but maybe not like the best to put in a kid's movie because like, yeah, we're laughing at death now and we want to die, like ha ha ha. That's like humor that like I feel like is a little too advanced that I appreciated, But for kids, I don't know if that's the type of jokes to be like, yeah, death, that's funny, right? Ha 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 ha. Maybe I'm taking it too seriously. I don't know. It's just something that kind of bugged me while watching the movie. Like I said, the story, it doesn't bother me. It's a very basic plot, but I think it's good enough for a Mario movie. It's just, it doesn't give me enough reason to care. It doesn't make me attached any more than I already was to the Mario world. I feel like this, if anything, because I'm a movie person, I'm not a video game person, this should make me fall in love even more because I already liked what I played. But it didn't make me any more attached to the game or the characters. It just, at moments, recaptured that feeling of what it was like for me to play Mario Kart years and years ago. And that was fun to revisit, and I think they did a very good job at capturing that and I'm sure it was like throughout the game for a lot of people. As a film, as, me watching characters, I was like, I really don't care about what Mario is doing or exactly what they're trying to do with this character, and that's what's the bummer about this movie. But like I said, still very, very enjoyable film that I think kids will love. Kids will love this movie. I get why people are showing up for this movie. It's just I wish it were a little bit better to be like, so I can be like, yeah, this is making so much money. Because right now I'm just kind of like, yeah, it's doing good. The movie was fine. Maybe that's a little bit how I feel about Frozen 2. I think Frozen 2 is a better movie. I don't mind this doing the numbers that it's doing because, like, at the end of the day, it's still an okay movie. I just wish that better movies were making money like this. I got enjoyment out of the Mario movie as a casual viewer. As a movie, it has its flaws, but at the end of the day, that's not the point of this movie. Is to entertain the kids. I'm not the biggest Illumination guy, so in fact, I kind of despise Illumination, and I think this might be my favorite movie of Illumination, but that's not saying very much. Yeah, comment down below what you guys thought of the Mario movie, and I'm gonna give it a 6.7 out of 10. Enjoyable, yet very flawed because I just, I wasn't attached to anything. I was like, that's cool, I remember that from the game, that's fun, colors look fine, and yay, movie done. It's short, sweet, but should have actually been a little bit longer for me to care. So yeah, anyways, like, share, subscribe, and stuff like that, and adios.